Yo, what's going on everyone? It's me, it's Jinsula. I hope you're having a good day and welcome to today's Pokemon Go video. Alright, so today we're going to be talking about that wonder ticket that's in the Poke Shop and why I feel like you should not buy it right now. So Niantic recently announced that there will be a reward for Part 3 that I think a lot of players would be interested in. You're going to be getting yourself an encounter with the Pokemon Poipole. Now, Poipole is a Pokemon that you could only get from a special research that was available to everyone, but if you want yourself a second one, all you have to do is buy this wonder ticket and complete it before the end date. That's going to get you a second encounter with Poipole, and that means you have a chance at getting higher IVs. Now, this comes at the cusp of course, a lot of controversy, and I really feel like Niantic is trying to cash in on a lot of players who are trying to get themselves a second Poipole. And I just simply do not agree with this. I really feel like when it comes to the Wonder Ticket, yes, I think it's completely optional. You basically get yourself a bunch of premium items, and as well as the encounter with Poipole. But aside from that, there really is nothing you're missing out on. There's no exclusive Pokemon attached to this ticket. It's not like you can't get yourself a mythical Pokemon if you do not buy this ticket. I just feel like it's just kind of inappropriate right now. Like, if you're gonna go out and buy this ticket, all power to you. But in my opinion, I feel like the best way to send Niantic a message that they need to get their act together is by not spending any money in this game. I'm not necessarily calling for a boycott. I'm saying that if you had the option to not purchase this ticket, then I feel like you shouldn't buy this ticket. I think it's one of those things where you're just going to continue to encourage Niantic to continue to do their bad practices. And I really feel like the best message we can send is with our wallets. And I really hope a lot of people refrain from buying this ticket for that very reason. Even with this ticket by itself, I feel like the value of this ticket is definitely there. Like, if you were to buy this ticket right now, you would get 3 special research storylines that do award you with a good amount of premium items as well as Pokemon encounters. And of course, at the end of it, you do get Poipole at the end of Part 3. But I still feel like, in terms of just spending money in Pokemon Go, Niantic has been regressing when it comes to adding value to your real money purchases. And this is definitely just that. I feel like for the amount you're spending, which is about $9 to $10 USD, you should be getting a little bit more. I really do not like the idea of them constantly regressing the value of these tickets, because back in the day, for $5, you got even more than what we are getting now. Actually, if you go over to the Pokemon Go subreddit, there was a thread that I found to be extremely interesting that was speaking about this Wonder Ticket research. Let me just read it for you. $10 USD for another Poipole amidst all the avatar controversy is a perfect summary of Pokemon Go's current state. Sure, you're paying $10 USD for a Wonder Ticket that comes with a handful of other stuff, most of which you could get elsewhere for free, I might add. However, the star of the show now is, without a doubt, another Poipole. Do most people want more Poipole? Undoubtedly, and that's why it's been linked to a purchase that a lot of people would think to themselves, that's not worth it. We've been here before, with one of, if not the most notable instance, being the legendary $7.99 USD Galarian Mr. Mime Special Research. Most of us laughed and responded with an unceremonious no, but deep down, there was worry that this was a sign of worse to come. Avatars have been massacred. A lukewarm attempt to placate players was made with the whole feedback thing, and now we're being stonewalled with a likely expectation that players will eventually lose steam, accept the decision, and move on. Unfortunately, that's kind of how things went with remote raids. Yeah, there was a drastic decline in sales for remote raid passes, but essentially all the negative sentiments caused by that change have retracted at this point. A lot of players look back at that and they don't necessarily care about it anymore. They've kind of adapted. And I think that's very unfortunate because it just goes to show that Niantic is free to double down on their bad decisions because the Pokemon Go community will eventually forget. I personally have not forgotten. I've pretty much cut raiding almost entirely from my Pokemon Go play as a result of the remote raid pass nerf. And in general, I just haven't been happy with the game ever since they made that change. And that's really just my own personal opinion. Obviously, there's a lot of people that share that opinion, but I haven't forgotten what Niantic did. They essentially killed the fun aspects of their game with that change, and I feel like when it comes to this avatar customization controversy, a lot of players will eventually forget about it. But I think that's quite unfortunate because unlike remote raiding, this is something that you see on the daily. When you open up the game, you see your avatar and it's atrocious. So yeah, I really hope the Pokemon Go player base does not forget about it, but I really do think they eventually will. Yeah, so it's not a good look for Niantic. I really do not like the fact that they just kind of shoehorned in Poipole at the end of it. I feel like that was just kind of a shady way for them to squeeze out more sales of this Wonder Ticket. And yeah, there's definitely going to be people who are going to buy this ticket now, especially because Poipole is a pretty decent Pokemon, I think, for PvP, so it would make sense if players would want a second go at it for higher IVs. But essentially, this is just Niantic being Niantic at this point. I really feel like anytime there is a controversy, they do something scummy right after. And I really think this pattern needs to stop. I just feel like Niantic needs to listen to their community when they give them positive feedback as well as constructive feedback. And they need to make the right design decisions as well. Like, I really feel like they've just been so out of touch with their game for the longest time that yeah, we're going to see a lot of blunders like the avatar customization system, and I really do not know how I feel about all of this. I'm trying to stay very positive towards Pokemon Go and Niantic. That's kind of been my pledge for 2024. I did not want to just make my channel all about complaining about Niantic's practices, but I really have to call them out here. I really do not like the fact that they added Poipole as a last-ditch effort to get more sales. I don't even know if this was originally part of the plan. For all we know, this was always meant to be, that they were going to have Poipole be one of the final rewards. But even so, I really feel like there should have been a lot more communication with the community regarding what the rewards would be, and they just need to be a lot more transparent because, yeah, in my opinion, this is a really bad look, and I also feel like the Pokemon Go community should show some restraint and just not buy this ticket. I really do think that when it comes to Niantic, they have the potential to make a lot of positive changes and get back in the good graces of the Pokemon Go community. But it's really going to depend on them. Like, they're the ones that are making all of these design decisions, and they need to be sure that they're doing things that Pokemon Go players are not going to see in a negative light. But yeah, in any case, that's going to be it for this video. Definitely share your thoughts regarding everything that I talked about down below. What are you thinking regarding the addition of Poipole to the Wonder Ticket special research story? Definitely share all those thoughts and let's have a great discussion. And thank you so much for making it to this point in the video. If you ended up enjoying it, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if it's your first time here. And also don't forget that little bell so you can stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. And I want to give a quick shout out to every single patron on my Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support the Jinsula channel, the absolute best way you could do so is by clicking on the links in the description below. One of them will take you to my Patreon page. And if you become a paid Patreon member, you get a permanent spot on my in-game Pokemon Go friends list. So if you want to interact with me in some way within Pokemon Go, like with remote raids or the friendship system, then make sure you go and check out my Patreon. And if you want to support my channel in a different way, you could always do so by following me on social media. My handle is @Jinsula, and I'm on the platforms that you see on screen. Make sure you go over there and give me a follow. Alright, and that's going to be it for this video. I'm Jinsula, be safe, have fun, love yourself, and I'll catch you all later.